the core of benchmarking, if you're looking to provide comparisons, if you're looking to see how you relate or how you could be different, or in general, what do people want? What do your members want, et cetera? You want to benchmark, but you need to do a study. You need to ask questions. You need to find out how all of that happens. And then you have to collect it and then you have to analyze it. And in order to do those comparisons, you can't see how, whether it's your individual members or maybe your overall organization year to year, you can't really measure if you don't start somewhere and have that comparison point.
We got together on one of the first questions that we asked ourselves was like, how many Latinos are there in associations? And we didn't know. We went to organizations and they didn't know. We went to vendors and they didn't know. We went to dynamic benchmarking because they do so many studies. And I spoke with Ray there, the CEO, and he was like, nobody's collecting that. I went with another group to an association of higher ed folks that focus in associations, and I also got the same answer. Nobody's collecting that. So it wasn't, stepping back in a broader context. It's not just about Latinos. It's about what is the makeup of the association industry. And we're collecting data right now. So if you are watching this, we're closing the survey on August 16th. If you go to associationlatinos.org, at the top, there's a banner where you can just click and take the survey. So I ask everybody that was testing it, how long does it take? It takes less than 5 minutes to complete the survey because it's all about you and you know all the answers. So right now, I just finished putting together a preliminary report that we're going to be passing around at ASAE and in a couple of weeks, next week. And then one of the things that that preliminary report is already saying is, here's what we found out, how long it takes for you to go from a coordinator to a CEO or a VP or whatever level position you want to get to. And here's the educational background that these folks have. So that's a great way for you to share that with your peers and say, apparently this is what I need to do in order to get to be a VP. So what do I need to, what's the path? Where do I begin? And then create a roadmap from there.
It's really, some of this is also about education, about benchmarking, about what you do with the data, what data is being collected, and then what becomes available to even you as the member who did provide identification, what becomes available to you having done that. So yes, we're seeing some platforms that we just brought in dynamic benchmarking, just went through the development of putting the anonymous factor as a tool, as a feature into our platforms as an option about 2 years ago. So clearly there was enough of a demand to be able to have complete anonymity at study and data entry. That was clearly a barrier for people, right? So we created it. We made sure that it was available. However, on the other side of that, there is the education piece, like I mentioned, that by providing those statistics, we are able to then, anybody in a study where you're only presenting the data in aggregate format again, you're then able to look at things like fair pay and pay transparency. You're then able to do the comparisons like, what if we need to get organizations to be more equal and to be more fair? Well, how do we do that if we don't know who's where? So there are pros and cons, of course. And I would say it's really a 50-50 split between the comfort level and also realizing the value later. And really that value is just exponential, if you ask me. The more data we collect, the truer our output is going to be as a reflection of where the industry stands and also where we can improve and what can we change in the future.